Hey guys, today we're going to go over our two trades for this morning. I have to say today was really good. Honestly, there was a lot of momentum. I believe at 5 a.m. that's when news started to kick in for some stuff. And at the open, we had this big move, BSLK. It made a 500% move on the day, which honestly is crazy because when I was trying to trade the stock, as you can see, my entry was around this area. So I pull this up around 3:55 in the morning. I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, let's see what this does. And I'm like, you know what? I bet you, at 4 a.m. a big candle or a big flush, one of the two. It always happens. There's always that rush. That's when most brokers go online. So, I was like, damn, I don't think I'm gonna be able to get in. And what do you know? It squeezes up the moment. Look, 7 a.m. right there. Let's put on the full screen. Like, how can you trade that move? Because then by the time you get in, the ask is probably at 414, and who knows what, range you have to make some profit in this area. So I'm like, well, I'm not going to take any trade now because that'd be silly. Buying in a top here or top there, I don't think that would be enough for profit. So I'm watching this, and this actually popped up later in the evening because of stronger earnings, and then they actually narrowed down their losses. I believe it was around 50 something million, and their loss is now about almost 5 million. So a huge reduction in their losses, and they did beat their earnings. So a lot of squeezing from this stock, low flow, everything was right. So I tried to see if I can take a continuation. This was up on the day from yesterday as well, but I didn't think that this would make any big moves from the day before, but I didn't really see that this would make any. I didn't know that this actually had earnings today. I didn't see that on the stock quote. So you see, yesterday it closed at 215. Today it closed at 1406. So that's really, really big. That's good. So now I think the momentum's starting to come back a little bit on these smaller cap stocks. So my first trade, I was waiting for a better execution on the 1 minute. It was still open for the MACD. I was trying to look for a trade on the 10-second chart. I took this trade right here after the second candle because I was noticing right here the volume of the red was still, slightly larger than the green. I was looking for a candle surge, a candle increase. So right here at the bottom, I saw these two candles. I'm like, okay, so maybe, since it doubled from 26K to 43K, and I'm like, all right, let me take a trade here, anticipating a breakout and bull flag pattern. I was like, let's see if this can do bull flag pattern. So pretty much a straight line right here, descending, and then this line at the bottom. It's a bull flag pattern. I was like, okay, maybe it'll break it right here and then squeeze up even higher. And it really didn't. It flushed down, and I took a loss for $12. And I was like, okay, whatever. And it didn't really make any moves after that. And I was like, okay, this stock's probably dead. But I didn't know they had earnings. And as soon as it came up at the open, you can see it flushed down even further to $3.25, and then immediately starts squeezing up to almost $4, breaks $4, heads up to 440, flushes down again around 7 my time, and surpasses 450, hits 456, 470, and all the way just keeps surging up to 550. Like, this is insane. This wouldn't be a good day trade though, because usually things can move in within a couple, like from 30 minutes, maybe to an hour, maybe less. Some things can move up a lot faster than this did. But hey, if you make profit on this, that's crazy. Look at this. I'm sure this halted multiple times right here. Yep, there's a hole right there. Wow, that's insane. So, man, I wish this happened during the pre-market, but obviously, there's going to be more volatility and liquidity during the open, so it's all good. So we lost on that, $12. I'm like, okay, I'm going to take my loss. That's okay. We're still good. I still have plenty of the trade left over. I took initial starter size of 100 shares, not $400 or 400 shares, 100 share size. Okay, my next stock was Momentous, MNTS. So MNTS come up on the scanner, and I'm looking at the stock quote. This is 5 a.m. I'm looking to also take a trade. I believe there was another stock. Let me see if I can pull it up. I don't remember. Anyways, there was another stock I was looking at on the scanner on this day, and I didn't take any trades. Oh, okay. XPON, I believe. Let me see. Is this the right one? No. There was another stock earlier that popped up. I believe it was from yesterday. Let me see what it was. Oh, I cannot find it. Sorry, I'm just scrolling down. I'm trying to remember the name. I think it was GBIO. No. No. Huh. Okay. Let me check the chart. Look, so hollow, Oclo. I believe it was something I traded yesterday. Alright, anyways, I was looking at another stock. I forgot which one, but I didn't take any trades on it. Okay, we'll just go back to Momentous. So Momentous comes up on the scanner. So the first thing I see is let's see, it had a news of NASA contracts. So they won NASA contract, which typically should be bullish. NASA contracts are typically good, but not all the time. And I think I was trying to look into this more, but I didn't have time to act. I'll show you where I took my trade. And same thing, this really took better trades, or the volume and the price action was a lot better in the pre-market, not the pre-market, the open, than the pre-market. The pre-market, I think it was stuck around 160, 164. And I was getting frustrated, but I was able to capitalize on this trade. So my first started position was around here. It flushed down under VWAP. I took a trade of 1,000 shares. I can't really add 1,000 shares at once. I wish I can, but Charles Schwab doesn't really let you. They have this restriction. It's stupid. You can't really set a bulk order of more than 100 shares. You can only buy at 100 shares, and I think that's like a risk thing that they do. But at the open, you can put in bulks, but I don't trade the open. The open to me is just too crazy. Everything's already ran. The moves are already there. You're trading more continuation unless you can find something coming out with breaking news that same morning. But hey, I'm gonna make do with what I got. So, and I'm just clicking away. 10 clicks, I'm already at 1,000 shares. So I get in here, and it's squeezing up a little bit. Not so much, not as much as I would have liked, but it's still, volume is still pretty strong. It's lower price, lower than the previous BSLK, and it tops once here, rejects, tops again. I start selling around here, and I get in for a win of $62. I'll take that. Win $62, lost 12, won $50. That's my daily goal, and I'm going to take that. I'm happy for the day. But I was a little bit annoyed that this wasn't breaking. There was a lot of sellers around this level. I was seeing 15, anywhere from 10K to almost 20K seller positions on the ask, and I was like, okay, I'm starting to see that, and I'm gonna just X out my trade. I don't want this to flush. This could flush any time, and it sort of did for a little bit, but it maintained its VWAP level. So to me, that was telling me, okay, there's strength at this price. It's gonna hold, and at the open, it starts increasing or heading up to the open. It breaks that resistance of 160, then heads up to 179, 196. Mini flush at the open. Then we're up at 220. I wish it had done this move pre-market session. That would have been a lot better. Go ahead in 142. If that did that in a couple candles, that would have been really great. I believe that would have been $800. That would have been amazing. But not all the time these dollar stocks will be that crazy in price action. It usually takes some time. So I love it when in a single candle these things go up 20 cents, 30 cents, 10 cents. I'm like, whoa, like that is like probably the best euphoric feeling, especially when you get into a really good execution and the thing just rips up and you're just like, oh yes. That shit is the best feeling, man. I think that's better than anything at this point. So yeah, that was my trade for today. Let's look at my P&L. So my P&L, we're gonna go here. I'm gonna switch screen. Yep, drag it over. There we go. $12 lost. 162.66, 50.66 on the day. We're pretty solid. I'm going to take that one winner, one loss. We'll log out of Charles Schwab, Thinkorswim. Let's see where we're at on the month. Let's see. So we'll go to calendar. It's nice. 164 on the week. P&L 261 on the month. We'll go back. XFOR. I think that was the one that popped up earlier this morning. And it sort of flushed. Yeah. Yep. Yep. Look at this. Look at this. So before 5 a.m., I was just waiting patiently, and I'm looking. I'm thinking, what is the next best stock that I can trade? XOFR, XFOR comes up on the scanner, and they actually, I think they closed their private placement. Yeah. So I'm looking at this. I'm like, okay. So if they're closing the private placement, that means all the shares have been purchased, right? And they're 60 million. Let's see, offering or private placement's done. So to me, that should be bearish. I don't know. I mean, it flushed when the news came out. It flushed, so it appears to be bearish. I didn't take a trade here. I waited. Old me would have, as soon as I see this pop up, old me would have taken the ride up to the top and see myself go back down. And this flushed pretty hard right here. So I didn't trade in this area. I was waiting. I was like, okay, if nothing's coming up at 4:30, we're gonna wait till 5. Usually, I found that 5 and 5:30 are the best times that news comes out. Like, it's super stimulating. Like, you'll see so many news headlines popping up, and you're like, damn, which stock do I choose? So I personally like trading around 4:30. Since the first trade within the first 30 minutes or the hour, I'll take. It's less stimulating, but sometimes it just gets too overstimulated, and you're like, damn, you're looking at multiple different directions. You gotta flip between screens. That's why having two different screens is so helpful, because you can just put one and check both and then see which one will be best. But XOFR, I didn't trade it. Yeah, this didn't really do anything until closer to 5. I was watching it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you where I had missed it. I missed it here, big time. But I was watching it right here, recovering above the VWAP. And the moment it bounced up again on the VWAP again right here, this candle, I should have been taking trades. Maybe. This would not have been a bad idea. And who knows, I could have rode this up to 20 cents, got out 295, 292. Yeah, I probably could have waited till 3, but I don't want to just do that. 20 cents, since this would have been one of my first positions on the day, or second position, or second trade of the day, I likely would have just taken the started trade again, just to recover that loss and just give myself a little bit more cushion, nothing crazy. And then I missed this move. I didn't think this would break $3, to be honest. But hey, we did really good on the day. Sorry if my computer is what's going on? Hold on. Okay, cool. I think it just had like a little lag spike. My computer is louder now because I'm charging it while I'm recording. So it does that, but it doesn't really slow down the performance. But if you hear that noise in the background, that's my computer's fan. It's overworking, I guess, but not too bad. All right, so those are my trades for today. Let's hope we do good tomorrow. We're on day 8 of consecutive green. Let's end the week green with 9 and 10, and that'll put me at a new record of the most consecutive green days. And I'm not going to focus on that. Let's focus on the average daily goal, which is $50 or more. If I get $50 and I don't get anything else, that's fine. Remember, guys, trading is risky. Manage your risk, and yeah, have fun. Just have fun, man. Don't make this stressful as it already is. Have fun. I love this. This is my favorite part of the day. I'm ready for tomorrow. All right, you guys take care. Have a good day.